Hello everyone, welcome back to Everything Anything Computing, and this is lesson 4 of Learn Android Development with Kotlin language. In our previous class, we downloaded and installed IntelliJ IDEA. This is our main tool for writing the Kotlin code. We also downloaded other different tools that we will require to set up an environment in Android development. And one of the tools that we downloaded was the JDK, which stands for the Java Development Kit. I have 2 videos explaining all the different tools that you will need in terms of setting up your environment when starting to learn Android development. Please, the video is on the description. You can check that out and you can see all the different environments that you need. But for now, we're just going to focus on the JDK and the IntelliJ IDEA. Now, let's go ahead and install the JDK. If you've already downloaded it, just go to your downloads folder, or you can search for JDK. You should see an executable file. That means it ends with .exe. Click on it and your computer will give you a pop-up that says, do you want this app to make changes to your device? You can click yes. Follow the installation prompts. You can leave all the default settings and just keep on clicking next until it finishes. However, if you can and if you may, please go ahead and read the prompts and just see what it actually says so that it doesn't feel very foreign. And just like that, your JDK is installed. Now let's open IntelliJ IDEA. As I mentioned, IntelliJ is where we're going to write our Kotlin code. So you can search for IntelliJ on your computer and launch it. If this is your very first time using it, you'll see a welcome screen that says create new project. Go ahead and click that. But in the case you've already used it before, here's how you can also start a new project. You go to the top menu bar, you click on File, you click on New, you click on Project, and a pop-up window will appear. Now let's create our Kotlin project. In the name field, type Learn Kotlin Basics Lesson 4. So that's the name of your project that we are creating. You'll see a section about version control like Git. Leave that unchecked for now. Don't worry, we'll talk about Git in the future lessons. Next, under Build System, choose IntelliJ. Now, it will ask for a JDK. So you remember the JDK we installed previously, the version 24? You'll see it and then we will use it and select it. For now, leave the rest as default and check the box for Add Sample Code if it appears. This will help us get started quickly. Click Create and boom, we're inside IntelliJ. Let's take a quick tour so you know what IntelliJ is about and you don't get overwhelmed. Because sometimes when you get into the software or the IDE, there's too many things going on and you might feel overwhelmed or demoralized. So I don't want that to happen to you. So the IntelliJ itself, the IDE, or the integrated development environment, has different panels in itself. So we have the top bar panel, we have the project panel on the left side, we have the editor panel in the middle, and we finally have the console panel at the bottom. The top bar panel contains the file, the edit, the run, and tools menus. You'll use this to create new projects, run codes, or just simply change settings of your application. And then the project panel, this is where your files and folders live. Think of it like a digital backpack, yeah? All your Kotlin files, the resources, the settings are stored on the project panel. You'll see folders like source. This is your source folder where all your Kotlin code lives. You'll see .idea. This is the IntelliJ. Uses this to remember your settings. So we have the editor panel, which is in the middle. This is where we're actually going to write our Kotlin code. It is like our notebook. So you write your Kotlin code. It's almost like the instructor place. You write it and then that Kotlin code, once you run, it is translated to something or it does something. And then finally, we have the console panel, which is at the bottom. This is where we'll see the output when your code runs, like the results of what you wrote. Yeah. Think of it as your results window. Like when you press enter and then a math problem is outputted or done at the bottom. So if you make a mistake in your code, one of the things that IntelliJ IDEA usually has is it can help you out. It highlights different errors and even suggests how to fix them. So that's a really cool feature. Okay, now that you've understood the integrated development environment, or rather the IDE or the IntelliJ IDEA, our software, let's write our very first code, the famous hello world. It's just customary. Every time you start learning a new language, you'll just find programmers, when they're teaching, they tell you to do the hello world. It's almost as if, oh yeah, I'm here and this is my first code and this is what I am using my language to complete, to greet you. So in IntelliJ, add a sample code, just remove everything and type this. Now click the green run button at the top menu bar. And there it is, your first Kotlin output. At the console, right at the bottom, you'll see hello world. You have just run your first Kotlin language, your first Kotlin program. Congratulations. Now, let me explain what's going on. We have a function main, so we have a fun main, and then we have a print line. So these are just basically keywords in Kotlin. Like I mentioned, Kotlin is a language, yeah? We are talking to our compiler, or rather we are talking to our computer, and we are telling it, this is the input and I want you to give me a sort of output. So there are specific keywords that we're going to use moving forward that means different things. And right now, don't feel overwhelmed. Right now, just understand that we have a fun main, which is FUN. FUN is a short form for function, or it's the keyword for function in Kotlin. And then we have a main. That is the main is the name of that function. And then we have the open and closing bracket. It's just basically how you write a function in Kotlin. So this is the entry point of every Kotlin program as you start. So right now, don't think about, oof, what is this function? Oof, this main. It might feel overwhelming for now, but just to know that every time you see fun main, it is the entry point for every Kotlin program. And then we have a print line, or print ln, and then open and close. This tells the computer to print something on the screen. Basically, that's what it does. So print ln line, print line. It tells the computer to print something on the screen. This message goes to the console, which is the black output panel at the bottom. If you're using the dark mode. If you're not using the dark mode, it's just a white output panel at the bottom. So basically, this tiny program is saying, hey computer, print hello world on the screen. And that is what it exactly does. It prints the hello world. Congratulations. You just wrote and ran your first Kotlin program, as I said, using IntelliJ IDEA. In our next lesson, we'll start learning about variables, how to store information, use different data types, and make our program smart with logic and conditions. Trust me, it will be fun and simple. I want it to be as fun and simple as it can possibly be. So if you find this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, comment. If you have any question, and subscribe to Everything Anything Computing. Thanks for watching, and see you in lesson 5. Happy coding, guys. Au revoir.